Hi, my name is Tanya Perkins. Welcome to Creative Writing, Introduction to Creative Writing, English W206. I thought I would do my introductory video outside. I'm actually at Cope Environmental Center. It's a nature preserve, I guess, just outside of Richmond, Indiana. And it's a lovely January day. So let me tell you a little bit about the course. This is an introduction to creative writing. We're going to look at 3 genres. We're going to look at poetry, fiction, and creative nonfiction. But more importantly, we're going to look at the strategies that writers use for all genres. And that is 4 different things: imagery, energy, tension, and insight. Let me share something with you. Let me put my glasses on, because I can't read without my glasses. This is from one of the texts we're going to be using. Just bear with me. My work changed after Sonia died. There is an afterlife, and it's worse than the world we live in. That's what I know. I don't understand why I kept the news to myself. It's too dark in here. The kettle whistles in the other room, but I can still hear my daughter. I suppose that will never stop. I make my tea, then I sit at the table and wait for visitors. From now on, whoever comes to see me is going to hear truth. Isn't that wonderful? That's the end of a short story. It's Spectral Evidence by Victor LaValle. But I wanted to share that end with you because that's why we read, to hear truth. But that's also why we write, to hear truth, our own truth, and to bring that truth to the reader. You see, creative writing is all about creating an experience for the reader. So, what we're going to do this semester is we're going to do a whole lot of reading and a whole lot of writing. We're going to use these 2 texts: Heather Sellers, The Practice of Creative Writing, and the 2019 Pushcart Prize. So, what is this? Let me talk about this first. The Pushcart Prize was developed about 40 years ago or so. It celebrates the writing that is being published by small presses, small literary presses. And honestly, that's where most creative writing is happening right now. That's my dog, Benny. He's out here at Cope with me, but he's tied up. So this volume is published every year. We're using the 2019 edition. And every year, small presses, literary journals, nominate works for a pushcart. And then the editors of the pushcart get together. They read literally thousands of entries, and they decide on the best of the best. So if you want to have your finger on the pulse of what's happening in creative writing now, you can't find a better source than this. This is the best of literary writing around. Contemporary literary writing. So you're going to be using this. You're going to write 4 annotations over the course of the semester. So that means you're going to choose a work from here, from the pushcart, and you're going to annotate it. More instructions are in Canvas. We're also making use of this text. I've used a lot of different texts, but I really like Heather Sellers' approach. So she sort of approaches creative writing not just through the genres, but through those 4 strategies that I mentioned a moment ago: images, energy, tension, and insight. And really everything we do this semester is going to be approached through those lenses. And the strategies you use are just as applicable for poetry, fiction, creative nonfiction, drama, what have you. This is a completely online course, as you know. So everything you're going to be doing will be through Canvas. I've set the work up in modules. Please use the modules. The modules are divided into weeks, so week 1, week 2, week 3, so on. And the due dates are always going to be either a Thursday and or a Sunday. I really try to keep it 100% consistent. Thursday or Sunday, pretty much for the whole semester. This is a 3-credit course. So what does that mean? It means that you should expect to spend between 9 and 12 hours a week on your work. That's aside from classroom time. So normally we would spend an hour and a quarter twice a week. That's 2.5 hours a week in class. And then you'd have other work to do besides. So think about that. So you should anticipate spending 9 to 12 hours aside from the normal classroom work you would be doing. So please allow yourself enough time. We are going to be doing a lot of reading and a lot of writing, but I hope you find it rewarding. So I look forward to working with you. I guess I should tell you a little bit about myself. I'll keep it brief. I'm an assistant professor at IU East. I'm also chair of the English department. I have a master's from Western Washington University with a focus in creative writing, and I have an MFA from Murray State University with a focus in fiction. So fiction is really my creative area. I am Canadian. I married an American and moved here 27 years ago. So I've lived in the United States almost as long as I lived in Canada. And I have a daughter. She's an IU East student. She actually graduates in May 2020. And I live in Richmond, Indiana with my wonderful husband, who's my videographer for this video. And of course, my dog, Benny, whom you've already seen. That's it. I look forward to seeing what you can produce this semester.